He'll be followed by Alan Sharpenstein, the Amarillo, Texas driver, a win last year at the Route 66 Raceway for the veteran driver, again out of Amarillo, Texas.
Jimmy Ray rides right behind Sharpenstein. He'll be in the number 9 car out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, the AOS chassis, AOS Racing Engine, Rick's Performance Center, Mesilla Valley Transportation entry, third here in the Vado Speedway track standings in 2023. And in car 77, CJ Halsey out of El Paso, Texas, the Sound Signal Systems Vanderbilt race car, 6th in the Vado Speedway track standings in 2023.
One of my favorite cars here this weekend, Gene Nicholas out of Lola, Arkansas, follows him out. He's on the speedway in that good-looking blue and white number 11 with the orange trim. And over in turn at number 2, it's going to be Tyler Davis in the it's going to be Carlos Amata Jr. in the 65, the driver out of El Paso, Texas. 4 wins on the year last year. Lance Mari's made it out. Ben in the 19 SB. He's over in turns 3 and 4. And one other driver's made his way out on the track for this first session of Hot Laps.
Yeah, and that's going to be the number 11 of Lucas Ward out of El Paso, Texas. The Stowen Racing Engine GRT Ashley Homestore entry. First time we've seen him here. So we've got a few new entries making their way into the Mesilla Valley Transportation Border Tire Mods presented by Rancho Milagro tonight. Now then we'll have even a few more new entries as we get into the weekend. Because again, hey man, it's a long way out here. But if you come out this weekend, 3 complete programs, you get a lot of racing in, even if you just come the final weekend. So right now, Lance Mari, 17.757. Atop the leaderboard here early in Dirt Draft Hot Laps for the mods as Midwest Sheet Metal caution on the speedway. We'll send this first wave of cars back to the pit area.
Not bad for Mari to jump out there right
here.
away and set quick time in Dirt Draft Hot Laps.
Yeah, first time we've seen him here this week in cart number 19. So looking like he's got some speed. The El Centro, California driver. They'll roll it in just a little bit as CJ Halsey had dialed it out down to the top of turn number 3, and that perhaps the main reason for the Midwest Sheet Metal caution.
And Lance Mari there on your screen. Again, we mentioned quickest right now, twice a winner in 2023 at Mason City Motor Speedway, the Ryan Staley promoted facility, and of course the dirt track at Las Vegas there at the end of the year as well. Good to have Lance Mari, another staple with the Rio Grande Waste Services Wild West Shootout here with us also.
So they're going to wind him up, let him get a couple more laps in before we bring the next set of cars out. So, yeah, you got Mari out there. First time we've seen him this week. Local driver Lucas Ward. First time we've seen him in the 11 car.
Lucas Ward, an X-Mod driver in years past, I believe, making the move up to modifieds this year. He had a lot of speed in the X-Mods last year. Anxious to see what that young man's able to do.
Oh, hang on to it. Jeremy Lacoe kisses the wall out of turn number 4, and that will draw the Midwest Sheet Metal caution. As he drifted high, got into the slime, that race car just kept taking off on him, and he finds himself nose first into the wall. And again, this year, this is the first time he's ever been to the event. Glad to have him here. Hate to see the bad luck. Hopefully not too much damage on that Hughes Race Car 75J, a one-time winner a year ago at Crawford County Speedway in Van Buren, Arkansas. Good news, DJ, he is able to pull away. Crew's going to have to get the old rubber mallet out. Go to work on that right rear quarter panel, though.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any harm, though. Just a little bit of sheet metal damage on the right rear quarter panel on that 75. Get that pounded back out, get the braces bent back out straight, and he'll be good to go. As we're going to send those drivers off, we'll roll out with another wave of Dirt Draft Hot Laps with a guy that we saw in the late model, now going to turn his focus to the modified.
Yeah, Jake O'Neill's broke the modified out tonight. A 5-time winner a year ago, the Red Eye Radiator and DPF Specialist, Midwest Sheet Metal, Rancho Milagro, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Cornet-powered LG2 by Owens for Jake O'Neill. And behind him, and first-time driver for the week as well, Braden Gress in car 55G out of Amarillo, Texas. The McKay Racing Engine, Gress Motorsports and Shock Service, Amarillo Auto Supply, and Off-Road MB Custom Chassis for Braden Gress, a one-time winner last year.
Other drivers on the track for this second wave of Dirt Draft Hot Laps for the modifieds out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. 3-time winner last year, 42 top 10s for Duke Erickson, always a strong runner there at the Rapid Speedway and I-90 Speedway. He's in the 57 you see on your screen. He'll be followed out by one of the 2 16s that are here with us this weekend. That will be the 16JR of Marshall, Texas driver Dustin Hennigan. And behind him, Derek Ramirez, a 3-time winner here at the Wild West Shootout 1 year ago, still searching for his first win early in the going in this one, the Woodward, Oklahoma driver in the 4R.
Behind him, the 24X of Xavier Ortega out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, the Rocket Ball Ortega BMS Racing Engine lift arm construction race car, 4th in last year's Vado Speedway Park Track standings. And in the 4W, rolling out of turn number 4 out of Fayetteville, Arkansas, Tyler Wolf, 8th in the USMTS standings in 2023. And the elusive competition engine, MB Custom, Lobo Racing, Army Contractor, Schoenfeld Headers entry, a 12-time winner last year was Tyler Wolf.
Three other drivers on the track for the second session of Dirt Draft Hot Laps for the Modifieds. Chris Hennigan out of Marshall, Texas, also on the Speedway, a 14-time winner 1 year ago. That's him on your screen in the blue 16. We've also got the 33 on the racetrack, been with us all week long out of Brookline, Missouri. It's going to be Jaron Martin, and one other driver on the Speedway out of Idalou, Texas, in the 71. That's going to be Billy Wilker. That's Billy Wilker right there in that white and red number 71. Second session of Dirt Draft Hot Laps for the Mesilla Valley Transportation Border Tire Modifieds on the track. Ben, Dirt Draft Hot Laps doesn't pay anything other than a good little shot in the arm and a momentum boost, as these drivers, much like the X-Mods, they have drawn pills when they signed in. 52 entries for the Modifieds on hand here this evening. There's Braden Gress, first-time visitor this week on your screen. But they drew pills beforehand. They'll be divided up into 5 heat races this evening with 52 entries. And once again, the top 16 in passing points after those heats will be locked into the feature. The balance of the field will then fall into one of 2 B mains a little bit later on tonight.
And Derek Ramirez goes to the top of the leaderboard in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. The Paulson Rock Products Stussy Construction Cornet powered Hughes race car. Of course, he was last year's Wild West Shootout champion. Picked up 3 wins in the mini series. The 2021 USMTS National Standings. DJ, as we will continue in Dirt Draft Hot Laps with Mesilla Valley Transportation Border Tire Mods presented by Rancho Milagro, and Johnny Scott will lead the next set out. The G1 by Scott Brothers Racing, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Rancho Milagro Racing, top of the world ranch number 1 ST. A 1 win a year ago, and it came here at Vado Speedway Park. The 58X behind him of Gary Scott Christian, a 3-time winner last year. The panel chipping Smith Equipment, True Pay Credit Card Company, Mullins powered CDR race car for Gary Scott Christian.
Stephen Whitaker will be the next driver on the Speedway out of Robstown, Texas, or Corpus Christi, Texas, a 5-time winner 1 year ago in the 89. And behind him, it's going to be Tanner Mullins, USMTS regular 5th in their series point standings 1 year ago, is the driver out of Wichita, Kansas, a 10-time winner, including USMTS wins at 81 Raceway Park and Mason City Motor Speedway.
Ricardo Olagi Jr. follows him into turn 1. The MSC Racing Engine Vanderbilt race car, sponsored by Custom Van Rentals, Richie's Auto Center, Barnett's Harley Davidson, all sponsors on that driver. Had 1 win last year at Sandia Speedway back in May. And the 111 behind him, Logan Drake out of San Luis Obispo, California. The Drake Excavating and Aggregates, Borgen Auto, Vista Rosa, and a Universal Solutions Corp Mullins powered MB custom entry for Logan Drake.
Next driver on the track for Dirt Draft Hot Laps in the NW Transfer GRT race car is going to be Jake Hobscheit out of Plattsmouth, Missouri. Or, play it again, Plattsmouth, Nebraska, not Missouri. A 4-time winner 1 year ago, and he'll be followed out by John Neal Reed, who's also run the first 3 races in the number 37 out of Loving, New Mexico, a 5-time winner 1 year ago for the John Neal Reed Racing, number 37.
The 131 will be Royal Jones out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, track owner here at Vado Speedway Park, the Rancho Milagro, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Red Hawk Golf Club entry, a 2-time winner last year, and that was distributed between the 305 Sprint Car Division and the Modified class. And behind him, a driver moving up full-time into the A-Mod Division this year. Will be running the USMTS. That's Gabe Hodges out of Lebo, Kansas in the 7G. The Hodges Farms and Dredging Mullins powered MK1 entry. The 134 behind him, the final entry on the racetrack. That'll be the 34 actually, of Noah Daspit out of Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Play again. 2-time winner at Hattiesburg last year. He's out of Kiln, Mississippi. And the CDR race car, Stolen Racing Engine, Massey Motor Freight, Kirkfield's Powder Coating, Expert Installation, number 34. So first couple groups, and Derek Ramirez, the Rammer, out of Woodward, Oklahoma, atop the leaderboard in Dirt Draft Hot Laps, a 17.539. 5 heat races tonight. The top 16 in passing points will lock into the feature. 2 B mains will take the top 4. No provisionals when you come here to the Wild West Shootout, DJs. You either race your way in or you watch the main event.
Trenton Berry, real quick, as these drivers roll this track in here. Can you watch these modifieds all the time? You're down there, and can you put much stock into being fastest on a racetrack like this as the track changes, or not so much?
You know, I honestly don't think it probably means a whole lot. Just my 2 cents, and you know, on the USMTS side, it certainly doesn't, because there's that invert of 6 that so many of those guys will tell you that they deal with and they love so much. So no, I don't think you really can put a whole lot of stock into it.
Insight from Trenton Berry. Wisdom.
You heard it right there. Wisdom.
Oh, I don't know that I'd go that far.
The Kansas City Chiefs fan. Ugh. As the 45 car makes his way, you guys are going to be feuding come Saturday.
Yeah, we aren't friends on Saturday.
The 45 of Chase Holland, middle of the back straightaway on your screen out of Success, Mississippi. The Industrial Dock and Door, West Trucking, Twisted Tech, wall-to-wall, MB Custom entry, a 4-time winner last year. And one more car rolling out of turn at number 2 snuck out there on us. That'll be the 88S of Nathan Smith out of Anthony, New Mexico. And the Viva Auto Group, Rio Valley Biofuel Hatfield Transport, Miller Horse Farm and Riding Academy, Hatfield Powered MB Custom, you see it on your screen, on the Flow Racing broadcast presented by Coltman Farms Racing, Nathan Smith from just a few miles down the road in Anthony, New Mexico, as we have had, about 18 or so of these Mesilla Valley Transportation Border Tire mods come out for hot laps, and they're getting the racetrack dialed in. DJ, I think we're going to have a really nice racetrack. I think we're going to have a fast racetrack and some of the most aggressive racing we've seen on these Wednesday and Friday shows, Trent.
You know, and another reason I don't think it matters so much with these passing points, somebody could lay down a really good lap but be quite a ways back, unless you're faster than Kate Dillard. In that case, everybody will count that as a win.
A million percent.
So far in the first 2 days, nobody has been in the first two races of this event. Kate Dillard 2 for 2 in finding Hooker Trucking victory lane. He picked up a win by over 5 seconds here on opening night, and started up front, started in the front row, and it stretched out to that big of a lead at one point here on Sunday before he got into lap traffic, and Rodney Sanders moved into the second spot. Was able to close that gap considerably and more than cut it in half, but the Sands ran out of the hourglass, and Rocket just unable to get the job done. So Kate Dillard, as we mentioned in the pre-race show, keeps his dreams alive for part of that Weir's Machine 5 or more bonus with the Mesilla Valley Transportation Border Tire Modifieds.
Well, and Weir's Machine is one of his sponsors, and he's trying to get another $15,000 out of him if he can win 5, and he's got to win 3 of the final 4, which he's been really fast. But I tell you what, this field's going to be tough. We'll see how he shakes out here tonight. Jacob Hobscheit, how about that? The GRT house car to the top of the leaderboard, the Plattsman, Nebraska driver, and the Henry Hobscheit Motorsports and N&W transfer. Mullins powered GRT for Jacob Hobscheit. I'm struggling with that one. 4 wins a year ago, and he was fast on opening night, DJ. Actually led some laps before that guy named Kate Dillard got out front and just decimated the field.
Yeah, we talked about Jake as well the other day, where he's been primarily an IMCA modified guy throughout his career. Just last year started to dabble in some open modified racing. Good friends with Tom Berry Jr. They've met up through their ventures and racing and everything. And so Jake's starting to do a little more open motor racing. I think we're going to see some more of that out of him here in 2024 as we roll out at least one more wave of Dirt Draft Hot Laps for the modifieds, and they're going to be led out by the Wichita, Kansas native in the D25. That is David Tanner.
That's right. David Tanner makes his way out. The MB Custom Hatfield-powered Wichita Tank Racing race car. Behind him, out of Owensboro, Kentucky, that'll be Paul Miles in the number 12, the Fox Shocks Baxter-built Visual Noise-sponsored race car.
Next driver on the speedway behind him at the end of the front straightaway looks to be one of the racing Gardos. That'll be Fito Gallardo in the G32, former track champion here at FK Rod Enzavato Speedway Park, second in their point standings a year ago. And he'll be followed by the two-time and reigning USRA national champion out of Hayesville, Kansas, a 17-time winner a year ago. That is Tyler Davis in the 65.
The 32 out of Merced, California, and about a 3-race-old MB Custom Pro Power Racing engine, Jerry Shannon Racing, Shannon Pump Company entry. That's DJ Shannon. And following him out, that's going to be the J17 of Fito's son, Jake Gallardo, 7-time winner last year. And he was the 2023 Vado Speedway Modified track champion here last year. The JGF built Gallardo Development Brand Creative Stowen Racing Engine GR2.
He'll be followed by the driver of the number 3, J out of Edgerton, Kansas. That's going to be Lewis Jackson in a Driscoll-powered MB Customs race car. 11 top 10s 1 year ago for the Jayhawk State driver. At the end of the back straightaway out of Elk Mound, Wisconsin in the 89. It's going to be A.J. Demo on the speedway. 4 wins 1 year ago, including the Tom Studing Memorial and the late model at Red Cedar for A.J. Demo.
Dan Ebert in car number 60 out of Lakeshore, Minnesota. The Collins Brothers Towing, Minnesota Truck Headquarters, Country Prod Excavating entry. 8-time winner last year, but he won the King of America 12, the Pro Power Racing Engine Mullins race car. And riding behind him in one of those new GRT GX4 race cars, a Mullins Power plant under the hood, it's John Mitchell out of Texarkana, Texas, former Comp Cam Super Dirt Series Super Late Model Champion, also an SUPR Late Model Champion, the Team 5 Enterprise, WW Timber, Texarkana Tire and Wheel, Mullins Power GRT GX4.
2 other drivers on the track for this wave of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Peyton Gallardo, rounding out the Gallardo family with us here tonight in the 17 on your speedway, the Mesilla Valley Transportation entries from Las Cruces, New Mexico. And one final driver on the track, Mark Smith, from just down the road in Anthony, New Mexico. The Viva Auto Group sponsored number 2 SS. As been mentioned, we've had about 30 drivers turn a lap here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Another 10 or 12 drivers so on the speedway. We'll see if there is one more wave down in the staging lane or not. You can see on the left side of your screen again, Jake Hobscheit out of Plattsman, Nebraska, the quickest driver thus far in Dirt Draft Hot Laps for the mods with a 1:07.332. There's a good look at Mark Smith out of Anthony, New Mexico with the 2SS.
So getting the racetrack ironed in, slowly getting faster and faster. And the Catman told me he's been struggling mightily with the new race car. He briefly went to the top of the leaderboard, and then Mark Smith, the 2SS, took it away from him with 16.902. The first driver in the 16-second bracket was Mark Smith. As now Lewis Jackson up to second fastest, Jake Gallardo third. As racetrack starting to pick up. This is going to be a fast racetrack, and this could be very entertaining tonight in Swift Springs qualifying, presented by Scriven Motor Speedway's Winter Freeze for the Dirt Track Bank Super Late Models.
Good look at A.J. Diemel there in that MB Customs race car on your screen. Mark Smith has been mentioned. Fastest driver, there he is in the Viva Auto Group, sponsor number 2SS, 16.902, and a few drivers there bust into that 16-second bracket. Mark Smith, John Mitchell in the 5, and Fito Gallardo in the G17. So we'll see if there is one more session of Dirt Draft Hot Laps for the Modifieds, or if it is time for Swift Springs qualifying, presented by Scriven Motor Speedway's Winter Freeze for the Dirt Track Bank Super Late Models, presented by Black Diamond Race Cars. We talked about the late models, and of course Swift Springs coming on board, and Scriven Motor Speedway as well. Ben, Scriven Motor Speedway's Winter Freeze 13 is February 1st through 3rd. I may have incorrectly mentioned the dates on that a couple nights ago. That's my mistake. And of course it's headlined by the richest sport compact race in the world. $20,000 to win for the SCDRA Sport Compacts. Also just added recently, Ben, 2 shows for the Southern All-Stars Late Models, $3,000 on Friday, $10,000 on Saturday, $10,000 for the Ultimate Street Stocks. All of that and more, ScrivenMotorspeedway.net.
Well, we are getting underway now with qualifying for the Dirt Track Bank Super Late Models. And again, 39 in the pit area here today. Up first, it'll be Ian Whistler making his first start of the week in the family-owned number 82. He's joined by the 49 of Jake Tim, coming to us out of Winona, Minnesota, and Bobby Pierce out of Oakwood, Illinois. The Low Voltage Solutions, Hoker Trucking, Carnegie Towing, Rio Grande Waste Services, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Vic Hill Powered Longhorn. Ian Whistler will be in the Rocket Chassis, Vic Hill Racing Engine, Meredith Lodging, Knotworks Construction, RK Construction Entry, and Jake Tim in the Herco Environmental, GorillaMill.com, Oak Ridge Fabrication, Mesilla Valley Transportation, OFI Performance, Vic Hill Powered Longhorn for Jake Tim.
First lap time for Jake Tim, second quick. Bobby Pierce goes to the top of the leaderboard, and Ian Whistler goes second quick in his first lap time. Second lap time for Ian Whistler. He stays second quick, 14.705. Jake Tim will check in on lap number 2. Not as good. Third quick, 1:49.59 his best lap. And Bobby Pierce with the early time to beat here in Swift Springs time trials with a lap of 1:4.345 for the driver of the Low Voltage Solutions Hoker Trucking sponsored number 32.
Up next, it'll be Mike Marler out of Winfield, Tennessee in the 157, Garrett Albertson out of Las Cruces in the 58, and the E85 of Jason Strand out of Portland, North Dakota. Mike Marler in the Skyline Motorsports, Truck Country, Bruning Rock Products, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Can-Am Auto Salvage, Petrov Towing, Brown's Heavy Equipment, VP Bill Stein, Clements Powered Longhorn, the 2-time Wild West Shootout champion, joined on the Speedway by the 58 of Garrett Albertson, former featured winner here at the Wild West Shootout, the Bill Sports Shop, Romer Machine and Welding, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Nutrient Ag Solutions, Midwest Sheet Metal, Sunoco, Lucas Oil, Mitchell Ranch, all sponsors on that 58 car, Clements Powered Longhorn, and the E85 of Jason Strand. He's got a Rocket XR1 with a Pro Power Racing engine, the North Dakota Corn Council, ChristianCarsOnline.com, Victory Diesel, Performance Auto, SRT Specialties, and Hatton Co-op, all sponsors for Jason Strand.
Mike Marler, third quick on lap 1. Garrett Albertson crosses second quick his first time around, and Jason Strand's first lap time is good enough for fifth quick. Since drivers check in on lap number 2, we'll see if anybody is able to improve Mike Marler. Second lap time is a little better, fourth fastest, 1:4.738. Garrett Albertson to the top of the leaderboard, Ben, with a good lap, 1:4.175, and Jason Strand's second lap also quicker. He stays fifth quick with a 1:4.747. But you have a new driver atop the Swift Springs Time Trials leaderboard, and it's going to be Garrett Albertson from just up the road in Las Cruces, New Mexico, with a quick time of 1:4.175.
And he bests his own time from earlier in the week in the Rio Grande Waste Services Shock the Clock $1,000 challenge. That's now the fastest lap of the week so far. Cody Laney up next out of Torrance, California, the 32B, the 15 of Justin Duty out of Milano, Oregon, and the 77 of Preston Luckman out of Coos Bay, Oregon. Cody Laney, Longhorn, Cornet Power, Pete Van Eiderstein Racing, Bartels Harley Davidson, Ibach, Integra, Elite Signs, and a CPD Racing Shock sponsors on that race car. Justin Duty out of Milano, Oregon, First Class Septic, Don Frank Floors, Darren and Mardell Williams, Jeff Stewart Trucking, Robert Speed Company, Wilds Drive Shaft, all sponsors on that Pro Power Racing engine, Longhorn race car, and Preston Luckman, 8-time three-time winner last year, the Quadell Industries, Q2I Archery, Chuck Bracklin Trucking, and Beaver State Plastics, all sponsors on that Pro Power Racing Engine Rocket XR1.
Preston Luckman, 4th quick on lap number 1. Justin Duty is 8th fastest. Checkered flag coming out. Cody Laney will be 7th quick overall, 1:4.872, his best lap. Justin Duty, 5th quicks. His best lap is 1:4.719, and Preston Luckman jumps up to 3rd fastest on the board. His best lap time was lap 2, a 1:4.509. You see the board on the left side of your screen. Garrett Alberson, Bobby Pierce, Preston Luckman, now your top 3 after 9.
Up next will be Tyler Urban out of New Waverly, Texas, in the 1. The 7 of Ricky Weiss out of Headingley, Manitoba, and the 6T of Terry Carter out of Fort Saskatchewan, Alberta. Tyler Erb, 3 wins a year ago. The bulk material lift, best performance in motorsports, base racing fuel, first class septic, Anthony's Pizza, and Roberts Beef Company, Clements powered Rocket XR1. The 7 of Ricky Weiss, the Sniper race car with a Vic Hill power plant, the G-Style Transport, Dryden, Collins Brothers Towing, Keywat Truck Service, Derek Sandblasting, Weisner Trucking sponsors on that race car, and Terry Carter out of Fort Saskatchewan, Alberta. Fort Signs and Promo, Good Guys, Aldonado, Clements powered Black Diamond.
Tyler Erb, 9th fastest on his first lap, 14.915. Ricky Weiss will check in 11th quick on lap 1, 1:5.305. Terry Carter now goes to 11th quick with a 1:5.120. Turbo's second lap time a little better. He's still 8th quick, 1:4.761. Second time around, Ricky Weiss looking to improve. He is 12th quick right now after 12. He'll bump up to 11th with a 1:5.079. Terry Carter betters Ricky Weiss. He goes to 11th quick with a 1:5.069. So it's Garrett Alberson, Bobby Pierce, Preston Luckman still your top 3 after 12 cars in Swift Springs Time Trials presented by Scriven Motor Speedway's Winter Freeze.
Up next out of Roebling, Louisiana, it's Cade Dillard in the 97, the 2 of Tyler Stevens out of Searcy, Arkansas, and the 78 SST Stoltz out of Peoria, Arizona. Dillard in the S&S Fishing and Reynolds, Crone Farms, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Production Jars, and Johnsville Company, all sponsors on that Clements powered Longhorn number 97, the 2 of Tyler Stevens out of Paragould, Arkansas, and the Modco Racing Engine, Longhorn by Wells, Keith Hammett Trucking and Construction, Southern Bell, James A. Rogers Excavating, Wabam and Boomland number 2, and Steve Stoltz in the Klein Racing Engine entry, the Rocket Chassis. He comes to us out of Peoria, Arizona, the Alpine Stars Medical Center, Dirt Pro Incorporated, and Rockwell Sunglasses sponsors on that entry.
Cade Dillard will go 4th quick on lap 1 with a 14.6 flat. Tyler Stevens, first time around, 10th fastest, 14.808. And the first lap time for Steve Stoltz, 15th quick, 1:5.099. Second time around for opening night winner Cade Dillard, not as good. Scrubs off some speed. He'll stand 4th quick at a 1:46.00. Tyler Stevens, second lap, also not as good. He'll be 10th quick, 1:48.08. Steve Stoltz picks it up on lap 2. He moves up a couple spots to 12th fastest with a 1:48.88. So after 15 cars, Garrett Alberson still the time to beat with a 1:4.175 with about 5 drivers left to qualify in Group A.
Up next, it'll be Jim Whistler out of Otis, Oregon. The Whistler Investments, all-purpose storage, Whistler Construction, MS Shock Therapy, Vic Hill powered Rocket XR1. The 4D, first time this week, I believe, out of Petaluma, California. The Longhorn of Sean DeForest. The Dave Pappenhausen Construction, Kevin Shara Designs, number 4, and the 11 of John Kirby out of Russellville, Arkansas. In the Longhorn race car, Kirby Specialties, Construction Resources Group, Eagle Lake Farms, Clements powered 11K for John Kirby.
Worth noting that Sean DeForest has been in the pit area. They've been battling issues on that Pappenhaus-owned entry as these drivers are all on the green flag. First driver to trip the trigger will be Jim Whistler. And the number 28, his first lap time, will be 14th quick with a 1:5.018. Sean DeForest, after 3 years out of a super late model, stepping back behind the wheel, 1:5.389 for the Livermore, California driver. And John Kirby lays down a good lap bend, 5th quick, 1:4.698. Jim Whistler's second lap, 11th quick, much better, 1:4.774. Sean DeForest will trip the trigger, 18th quick. Second lap not as good, and John Kirby's second lap not quite as good, but a good lap for the Russellville, Arkansas driver, the number 11. He is 5th fastest. Now, after 18 cars, with just 2 drivers left in Group A, Garrett Alberson still has the time to beat, 1:4.175.
Final 2 qualifiers will be Yuma, Arizona's Kent Rosevere in the 0-2, and the 18B of Shannon Babb out of Moweaqua, Illinois. Kent Rosevere won win a year ago, and that came right here on September 1st. He's in the ProTech Fleet Service, Jack Metter Racing, Gordy Speed Center, Performance Bodies and Parts, Custom Powered Longhorn 0-2, and the 18B of Shannon Babb out of Moweaqua, Illinois, the 2-time Dirt Track World Champion, and the Petrol Towing, Donnelly Trucking, Dynagrow Seed, CJI Piping, Getty Landscaping entry. And we've got the Midwest Sheet Metal caution on the Speedway, DJ. And it looks like maybe Shannon Babb's car maybe not picking up. toned him down. We're going to see what the issue may be. Yeah, they're going to check the transponder on the 18B. So this will be the final 2 qualifiers in this group. We saw John Kirby just go 5th fastest. I talked to him in the pit area, and he said, man, we have got some new car blues right now, but it looks like they've got something figured out in that 11 car.
Well, and this is a good group of drivers as well. I mean, he's out-qualified guys like Mike Marlar, Tyler Erb, Tyler Stevens, Cody Laney, and Jake Tim, and some others. So certainly a good lap there for John Kirby. And how about Ian Whistler checking in here this evening? He hops in, first time with us here this week, and he checks in 6th quick right now early on as well. And fellow Oregon native Justin Duty right now 7th quick. Those of you watching at home, this Coltman Farms Racing broadcast, you see that live leaderboard there on the left side of your screen, as it looks like they have got the issues worked out on Shannon Babb's transponder. We'll see if he's able to pick up this time by.
All right, so final 2 qualifiers here in Group A. Swift Springs qualifying presented by Scriven Motor Speedway's Winter Freeze. Time to beat right now. Garrett Albertson, fastest time of the week, 14:175.
I don't know that Shannon Babb's transponder is still picking up on the 18. If you remember, he had trouble with Rodney Sanders in the 73 earlier in the week as well. Kent Rosevear picks up. He'll be 19th quick with a 1.5540. Babb, he does trip the trigger. Good lap, 4th quick, 1.4.528 for the driver out of Mowequa, Illinois. We'll see if he's got anything for Garrett Albertson on lap 2. Kent Rosevear's 2nd lap, not quite as good. He'll be 20th quick. And Shannon Babb wheels off corner number 4. He does improve, and he is 3rd fastest with a 1.4.437. So that is unofficially a wrap on Group A qualifying here. Part of Swift Springs Time Trials presented by Scriven Motor Speedway's Winter Freeze. And there's a good look at your top 10 drivers. Unofficially, Garrett Albertson the quickest with a 14.175. Bobby Pierce 2nd quick with a 1.4345. Those 2 drivers will start on the front row of heat races 1 and 2. And joining them on the front row, it'll be Shannon Babb, who just laid down the 3rd quickest lap in Group A. And how about Preston Luckman Ben, another good qualifying effort for the Oregon driver. He'll be on the outside front row of heat race number 2.
Yeah, then it's Cade Dillard, John Kirby, a good lap. Ian Whistler, great lap, his first time here this week. Justin Duty, Mike Marlar, and Jason Strand. And look at that sunset in the desert, man. These sunsets just hit different out here. We went up to Cloudcroft yesterday, DJ, about an hour 15 north of here, and just simply amazing. There's so much to see and do in this area, and we hope if you can't make it this weekend, you'll be here next year. We'll have details on that coming up this weekend as we get set for Group 2, and your first qualifier is going to be Kyle Larson out of Elk Grove, California in the 6. The 101 of Forrest Trent out of Morristown, Tennessee, and the 28M of Sam Mars out of Menominee, Wisconsin. Kyle Larson and the Flow Racing, HendrickCars.com, Bill Stein, D&E Marine, Mega Plumbing of the Carolinas, Hot Rod Septic Treatment, Mesilla Valley Transportation, JVI Group, and American Racing Pro Racing Wheels for the 19-time winner last year, the 2021 NASCAR Cup Series champion Kyle Larson. Forrest Trent will be out here in the 101, the Morristown, Tennessee driver. In the Service 101 Storm Recovery, Trent Logging, driven to save lives, TNC Transportation, and Bill Stein, Clements Powered Longhorn, and Sam Mars. Coming to us out of Menominee, Wisconsin, the Pro Power Racing Engine, MB Custom, Depi Enterprises, Vite Specialty Contracting and Waste Management, Kai Chevy Town, and CMD Shocks along with TL Sins Plumbing, all sponsors on that 28. That's your first 3 qualifiers, DJ.
We talked about Scriven Motor Speedway's Winter Freeze. Again, Swift Springs, the title sponsor this year of time trials here at FK Rod Ends Auto Speedway Park's Wild West Shootout. Swift Springs was founded in 1997 in Tokyo, Japan. They've been leading the spring industry since 1924. The addition of a full line of conventional standard coilover, assist helper, and bump springs, along with additional suspension tuning accessories, Swift Springs is your one-stop shop for everything Circle Track Spring related. You can learn more at swiftsprings.com. So again, awaiting Kyle Larson, Forrest Trent, and Sam Mars to make their way out on the speedway.
Well, we're getting Group B lined up, DJ. And again, we want to thank Frank Simonetti with Swift Springs coming on board, new sponsor this year. And, of course, Scriven Motor Speedway, Red Griffin and the gang down there. We really appreciate them. And we enter tonight the points. I tell you what, it's tied atop the battle. Sunday night's winner, Bobby Pierce, leads the way. Cade Dillard, 9 points out of the lead. $3,000 to win the title in this Dirt Track Bank Super Late Model Division presented by Black Diamond Race Cars as cars start to make their way out. Then it's Marlar and Larson, your top 5 tonight. Only 2 rounds in the books, though, DJ. This is round 3, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, rounds 4, 5, and 6. A lot of times to shake up the standings here in the desert.
Talk about Kyle Larson, who's there on your screen. Of course, well noted now in the last 24 hours. His attempt to maybe do the double on Saturday between here and the Chili Bowl. Interesting note about Kyle Larson, he has never finished worse than 6th in a late model feature here at the rear.
But he hasn't won one.
While he has not won one. He's not officially led a lap either. He's been in the lead in the corners with some sliders with Bobby Pierce there in that great race a year ago. He's going to lay down the early time to beat in this trio of qualifiers in Group B with a 1:4.554. Forrest Trent second quick, good lap for him, 14.723, and Sammy Mars comes out third quick with a 1:4.917. Larson's second lap time, not as good. He'll rest on lap 1 with a 1:4.554. Second time around for Forrest Trent, a little better, stays second quick, 14.721. And the second lap time for the Deputy Enterprises number 28 of Sam Mars, also a tick better. He'll also stay third, 1:4.836. So the early time to beat has been established here in Group B, and it's Kyle Larson laying down the lap time of 1:4.554 as we welcome the next trio of cars to the Speedway.
Up next will be Chihuahua, Mexico's Keiko Perez in the 3, the 19 of Dustin Sorensen out of Rochester, Minnesota, and the 1R of BJ Robinson out of Bossier City, Louisiana. Keiko Perez, the Pro Power Racing Engine, Rocket XR1, Shamrock Racing Team, Mitchell Suspension Engineering, Grupo Anbeck, and 4Leaf, all sponsors on that number 3 car. The 19 of Dustin Sorensen out of Rochester, Minnesota, the Heavy Hitch, Sorensen and Sorensen Painting, Paulson Rock Products, Altenberg Construction, Rochester Chevrolet, and CBR Drilling entry. 2-time winner last year was Dustin Sorensen, a World of Outlaws Rookie of the Year contender this year. And the 1 of BJ Robinson, the DP Motorsport, David Peterson Contracting, Andrew Towing and Recovery, FiberTech Laser Cutting, and Comprehensive Motorsports, all sponsors on that Clements powered Black Diamond for BJ Robinson.
Keiko Perez will go fourth quick on lap 1. First time around for Dustin Sorensen is good enough for third fastest, and BJ Robinson just a little high coming off corner number 4. He won't like his first lap. He's sixth quick at a 1:5.745. Keiko Perez second lap, a little better, fifth quick, 1:5.277. Second time around, Dustin Sorensen to the top of the leaderboard, 1:4.479. Good lap for the Rochester, Minnesota driver, and BJ Robinson's second and final lap time. He improves 1:5.269. So Dustin Sorensen, Trenton Berry talked to him in the pre-race show. He is going to wave off, or he's going to rub some good luck onto the driver of the 19, and he now establishes the time to beat in Group B after 6 cars with a 1:4.479.
Up next, Walton Kyle Jr. out of Las Cruces, New Mexico in the 250, the 73 of Rodney Sanders out of Happy, Texas, and the 70 of Drake Troutman out of Hindman, PA. Walton Kyle in the Cisparo Buick GMC, American Document Services, Dentworks, Vaseline Services, AOS powered Masters built race car. Rodney Sanders in the Brian Doherty Motorsports, Huey Brothers Well Services, Kaiser Manufacturing, Jim's Automotive, Keith Hammett Trucking and Construction, and Homer's Auto Repair, all sponsors in that J. Dickens powered MB Custom entry for the now 5-time defending USMTS champion with 17 wins a year ago, and Drake Troutman in car number 7, the driver out of Hindman, PA, the Chris Bragg Motorsports, Wheeler Fleet Solutions, RFI Resources, Cliffs Goodyear Auto Service, and Finish Line Outdoors, Clements powered Longhorn for Drake Troutman, a 21-time winner last year.
First lap time to go up on the scoreboard will be Walton Kyle Jr. He is 7th quick. Rodney Sanders, 4th fastest on lap 1. And Drake Troutman establishes the 3rd best lap as Rodney Sanders closing in quickly on Walton Kyle Jr. And I'm not sure Rodney Sanders could get another lap, as that lap was impeded by the slowing 250 of Walton Kyle Jr. Let's see what track staff determines to do there. Drake Troutman, we can tell you, lays down the 2nd best lap. Good lap for the Hindman, Pennsylvania youngster with a 1:4.514. And Walton Kyle Jr., 9th quick with a 1:6.926. You can see it there on your screen. Indeed, one more lap going to be given to the Happy Texas driver, the Brian Doherty Motorsports number 73, Rodney Sanders. Sanders was 5th quick on his first time around with a 1:4.752. We'll see if he's able to improve on lap number 2. He trips the trigger, not quite as good, 1:4.960. So he'll rest on lap number 1 and be 5th quick. Drake Troutman, the fastest driver of that trio, Ben. Again, he is 2nd quick right now behind the 19 of Dustin Sorensen.
Up next, Colin Weinbarger out of Corbett, Oregon, the 14S, the 88 of Chance Mann in a backup car out of Newport, Arkansas, and the 14M of Morgan Bagley out of Longview, Texas. Weinbarger, 21-time winner a year ago in the Schramm Brothers Excavating, Swan Island Sheet Metal, Reed's Automotive, and Checkered Flag Asphalt, Clements powered Longhorn. Joined on the Speedway by Chance Mann, going to a Kyle Beard backup car after Mann hurt the motor in his primary car. The Mann Motorsports, Gary Beard Trucking, Mirtech Harvest Centers, New Vision Graphics, Clements powered Black Diamond for Chance Mann, and Mobag's Morgan Bagley coming after 5th in the Comp Cam Super Dirt Series last year. The P&W Sales, Precision Trailers, Billy Bob's Repair and Tire, P&W Ironworks, Clements powered Rocket XR1 for Mobag's Morgan Bagley.
Yeah, nice job. They turned that 6 into an 8 there on the Kyle Beard entry for Chance Mann. He's going to go 8th quick. Weinbarger 7th fastest. Morgan Bagley 11th quick on lap number 1. Lap 2. For the Corbett, Oregon driver, Colin Weinbarger, a little better. Fifth fastest, 1:4.736. Chance Mann will wheel the 88 off corner number 4. His second lap time, 8th quick with a 1:4.865. He improves, and Morgan Bagley does as well. Mo Bags goes up to 9th quick after 12 cars with a 1:5.122. Still Dustin Sorensen, Drake Troutman, Kyle Larson, your lead trio, about halfway through Group B time trials presented by Swift Springs and Scriven Motor Speedway's Winter Freeze.
Up next will be Bryson James out of Albany, Oregon in the 13, the 15S of Clayton Stuckey out of Shreveport, Louisiana, the 19C of Colby Moore. This will be his final time of the week here out of Springtown, Texas. Bryson James, the Schramm Motorsports, Schramm Brothers Excavating, James Gang Peets, and Northwest Platinum Trucking, Donofrio Skyline Ford, Shepherd Racing Engine powered Longhorn for the 16-time winner last year. Bryson James, Clayton Stuckey in a brand new Black Diamond race car, the Clements Power Plant under the hood, the Lucas Oil Advanced Powder Coating, Fibertech Laser Cutting, Pro Glow, AccuForce Dyno and Testers, Sunoco R&R Farms number 15, and the number 19C of Colby Moore out of Springtown, Texas in the Alphi Reality Dimensions Trucking Prime Designs 1492 Coach Quirks Hans powered Black Diamond for Colby Moore. That's your next 3 qualifiers.
Clayton Stuckey goes 8th quick on lap number 1. Colby Moore is 14th fastest his first time around. Bryson James in the 13 was 11th quick. James and Stuckey both coming off corner number 4. And it's going to be James 11th fastest. Stuckey jumps up to 7th quick. And Colby Moore in that number 19 will improve to 10th quick in his second lap. So all 3 drivers improve on lap number 2. Nobody able to crack the top 5. Still Weinbarger 5th, Forrest Trent 4th, Kyle Larson 3rd, Drake Troutman 2nd, and Dustin Sorensen atop the leaderboard with 4 drivers left in Group B.
Up next will be Tomas Hunziker out of Bend, Oregon, the Certainty AM1 Roofing and Siding, Spearfield Racing International SRS Distribution Car 38, and he's joined on the speedway with a 25 of Mikey Kyle out of Westlake, Louisiana, the Golf Cars Louisiana Ultra Outdoor JJ Motorsports, Longhorn by Mikey Kyle Motorsports, Cornet Power under the hood for that 25. 2 cars in this set, 2 in the next, and that'll wrap up Swift Springs qualifying presented by Scriven Motor Speedway's Winter Freeze.
Yeah, and once again, they're all trying to get to Dustin Sorensen right now with a quick lap of 1:4.479. Coming off corner number 4, Tomas Hunziker had trouble here at practice night last night. They got the right side of that car back together. His first lap time about the middle of the leaderboard, 10th quick with a 1:5.084. Mikey Kyle's first lap, 1 up, seeing he is 9th quick with a 1:4.865. Tomas Hunziker, he drifts high coming off corner number 4. He'll scrub off speed and have to rest on lap number 1, 1:5.084. The fastest time from the Bend, Oregon native, and Mikey Kyle improves on lap number 2. The Westlake, Louisiana driver going to check in 7th quick with a 1:4.775. And Ben, that means just 2 drivers left to partake in Swift Springs time trials presented by Scriven Motor Speedway's Winter Freeze.
Up next will be Chase Younghans out of Manhattan, Kansas in the 18, and Kyle Beard, the Silent Assassin out of Truman, Arkansas. Chase Younghans, Shopquick Racing, Bozard Ford, Paulson Stussy Rock Products, Stussy Construction, Sunoco Race Fuels, Grant Petroleum, Kaiser Manufacturing, Clements Powered MB Custom number 18, and the 86 of Kyle Beard. The Man Motorsports, Gary Beard Trucking, Autocraft, Foster and Ben Construction, 4S&J Incorporated, KB Trucking, Swift Springs Extreme Race Graphics, Clements Powered Black Diamond, the 2-time Comp Cam Super Dirt Series champion, and second in last year's points, Kyle Beard.
Yeah, it's something amiss on the 18 of Chase Younghans. You see there on your screen something maybe in the left front of that race car, right front of that race car, maybe a tie rod end as you see that car kind of shifting back and forth. Younghans going to pull the 18 into the infield, so it'll just be Kyle Beard on the track in the number 86, his first lap time, 14th fastest, 1:5.134 for the Truman, Arkansas driver, is the 2-time Comp Cam Super Dirt Series champion. Wheels off corner number 4. He'll look to improve from 14th on lap number 2, and he does. He jumps up 3 spots to 11th, 1:5.014. The second and final lap time for Kyle Beard. Tough break there for Chase Younghans in the 18, as that'll put a wrap on all of qualifying here tonight with Dustin Sorensen, the driver atop the leaderboard in Swift Springs time trials presented by Scriven Motor Speedway's Winter Freeze for Group B with a 1:4.479. Drake Troutman was second quick with a 14.514. Those drivers will be on the pole of heat races 3 and 4 respectively. Joining them on the front row will be Kyle Larson and the Kevin